This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Today, November 29th, is the stimulus deadline to get future stimulus checks. I'll let you know all the details on that. Plus, I'll give you the latest stimulus check articles like this. As Omicron sparks new fears, Americans hope for another stimulus check before holiday travel ban. Also, this one, show me the money. Free cash for Christmas. State proposes bonus $200 stimulus check for people earning under $75,000. Also, I'll give you the latest of what's going on with the Build Back Better bill with the Senate coming back in session today. What's going to happen with that? I'll also give you the video clips from the Republican and Democrat perspective of what they're saying with it when it's going to pass, and I'll give you some other more important updates as well. Hope you're having a more than mundane Monday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So, Omicron variant, really big right now. A lot of people are asking about that. So, South African doctor who first spotted the Omicron COVID variant explains the symptoms. So, what's going on with this? She said it was extremely mild symptoms when it comes to the Omicron variant. What it's saying here is extremely tired for the past few days, got these body aches and pains and a bit of a headache, scratchy throat instead of no cough or loss of taste or smell. So different symptoms than the past variants. We still don't know too much about it, but there's a lot of craziness surrounding it now. So Delta variant is still the major cause of the pandemic, despite worries about Omicron, which is what the World Health Organization says. At this point, they're saying that it's most likely inevitable that it's already in the United States. But is it something to be concerned about? I asked yesterday in yesterday's video if you were concerned about it. It was kind of mixed. Some said yes, some said no. We're going to have to wait and see what happens as things unfold, but I'll keep you updated on that. As Omicron sparks new fears, Americans hope for another stimulus check before holiday travel ban. If Omicron is as bad as some people are saying, the U.S. is saying we're not going to go into lockdown, although in Europe, a lot of lockdowns are happening. What do you think? Are we going to have a lockdown? Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. In terms of calling for another stimulus check, for the fourth stimulus check, the $2,000 per month to every American, currently at 2,970,000 signatures so far, only 30,000 signatures away from 3 million signatures. Also, the latest stimulus check articles here, stimulus update. Child tax credit opt-out deadline for 2021 is November 29th. So today is the deadline if you wanted to opt out of the December 15th child tax credit, or if you wanted to change your information, if you're getting paper checks, you wanted to change it to direct deposit or change your address or anything like that. Today until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the deadline. So if you wanted to change some things around with your child tax credit, today is the day for that. Also, right here, show me the money, free cash for Christmas. State proposes $200 stimulus check for people earning under $75,000. So I've spoken about this in the past, but just going over the latest stimulus check articles. This one just came out last night, actually at 10 o'clock at night. So this is going on in Illinois. So Illinois, for any individuals making less than $75,000, they get a $200 check. For any couples making less than $150,000, they get a $400 check. Also, we got this one right here. One city plans to give residents $350 payments for 10 months. Who's eligible? So this is going on in New Orleans, in Louisiana, and it will be giving eligible teens and young adults $350 every month for 10 months. This is part of the state's new financial literacy program. So this is just going out to teens. There's a few other different types of universal basic income and guaranteed income programs. This is one of them, just going for teens to, I guess, try to help them out with financial literacy, to help them with their future. All right, so that's all the stimulus and universal basic income news I have for that. But when it comes to the Build Back Better plan, as inflation concerns mount, Republicans, Democrats still at odds over Build Back Better plan. And I'll give you the Republican perspective first. So Biden's socialist Build Back Better bolstering IRS to spy on Americans' bank accounts, according to Republican Representative Mace. Here's the video clip of what she has to say about that. Then I'll give you the Democrat perspective.
I want to talk about the Build Back Better, because when we get to Monday, that's what Congress is going to want to talk about, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. But let's listen to Kevin McCarthy, who was on this program last week, and his viewpoints on this.
With one-party rule in 1 year, that this big government socialism isn't working. It's not working when we have the highest inflation in 31 years. And if you listen to the Ways and Means chairman, he praised and he said, we need to build up bigger bureaucracy. That's what this bill is about.
Congresswoman, what do you think is going to happen? Look, if they had the votes, they would have already voted, but they don't have the votes. There's bipartisan opposition to this. But can Republicans actually win the discussion about policy, or are they going to lose out to Schumer and Pelosi, who are just determined to make this happen?
At the end of the day, it's solely going to be up to Senator Joe Manchin and Senator Kristen Sinema. I think the more you dig into Build Back Better, the worse it is in terms of the kind of spending. And we're not just seeing Build Back Better here in the United States. This is a global effort. There's something called Build Back Better going on around the world. And this is about social spending, providing social safety nets and paying people. One of the reasons that inflation is going to get significantly worse is because of the greater spending we have through Build Back Better and through other COVID-19 relief program spending we've done in the past. Taxes are going to go up. That will also affect inflation. And I believe until Republicans are in the majority in 2022, and I believe that'll happen, it'll be significant. We will win at least 24 seats or more. It'll be incumbent upon us to try to reverse some of the policies that will be creating this. And that's going to be very difficult to do if it goes through. But thank God for Senator Manchin and Senator Sinema at this point. They may be the last line of defense on this thing, and we've got to give them the support and continue to show why this spending is so bad. And it's one of the reasons the supply chain and things are running out at the grocery store, because of all this spending and paying people not to work. You see for hire signs in every single business, and the cost of hot wings to hot dogs and gas, everything's going up.
Yeah, one last question here. We've only got a few seconds left, but one of the policies Democrats are trying to push is this massive surge in the IRS. I thought we learned the lessons after Lois Lerner, but I guess not. Some $87 billion or so, or $80 billion or so to beef up the IRS. 80+ thousand agents out there doing more than 1.2 million additional audits. How do you push back on that? What do you tell the American people about that? Very quickly.
Well, it's wrong. $80 billion for 89,000 new agents to spy on our bank accounts. This isn't America. This kind of thing has been tried in socialist countries elsewhere. It does not work. And the fact that we're going to continue to do this rather than reform our tax policy to make it more friendly and easier to use, either a flat tax or consumption tax, we're going to hire all these new agents to spy on our bank accounts. And it's un-American and it's wrong. Again, Republicans have a lot to run on next year, but the problem is going to be how do we reverse this bad policy if it goes through and it gets passed, which is why we need pushback from Senator Manchin and Sinema on all of these things.
So what are your thoughts on that? Do you agree with the IRS hiring another 87,000 people to collect more money to help out with taxes? Is that a good idea, bad idea? I'm not really sure who really agrees with that. I think people with money are the ones who are worried most, but not everyone wants the IRS spying in their bank accounts regardless, because if it happens to wealthy people first, most likely it's going to trickle down to less wealthy people. But let me know your thoughts on that. So the Senate is officially back in session today. We can look at the calendar right here, November 29th. So because it's just in red, that means just the Senate comes in today, then the House comes in tomorrow, which means there's only about 2 weeks up until December 10th to get something done, to get something passed. Don't forget, supposedly we're supposed to have that government shutdown until the 3rd, which means they're probably going to prioritize that, have a stopgap measure. I haven't heard of any solution to that. But anyways, here is the Democrat perspective from Pete Buttigieg talking about the Build Back Better plan.
I know it's now the bipartisan infrastructure law. Now there's talk about the Build Back Better Act, which is the quote-unquote human infrastructure. Are there things in that legislation that's now being cobbled together that is important to you as the Secretary of Transportation?
Absolutely, yes. Obviously, most of the physical infrastructure work was contemplated in the bill that was just signed, but there is more envisioned in the Build Back Better law. I'll give you one example. It contains incentives to make it more affordable to buy an electric vehicle, up to a $12,500 discount in effect for families thinking about getting an EV. Families that once they own that electric vehicle will never have to worry about gas prices again. The people who stand to benefit most from owning an EV are often rural residents who have the longest distances to drive. They burn the most gas, and underserved urban residents in areas where there are high gas prices and they're lower income. So they would gain the most by having that vehicle. But these are the very residents who have not always been connected to electric vehicles that are viewed as kind of a luxury item. If we can make an electric vehicle less expensive for everybody, more people can take advantage, and we'll be building and selling more American-made EVs, which means over time they'll become less expensive to make and to buy for everybody. So that's just one example of something in the Build Back Better Better legislation that would be great news on top of all the work that we're going to be doing right now to deliver the bill that just passed. That's going to be plenty to keep me busy for quite a while.
So we keep hearing the same narrative that it is going to get done, confident that it's going to get done. We keep hearing all the same benefits over and over and that it is going to get done, but yet we're not seeing any action on that. But let me know, what do you think? Is it going to get done? So we're saying before Christmas. Is it going to get done before 2023? Who knows? But anyways, that is all the stimulus news I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing that you should do. Like, before I was reading this book, I believed in myself. And I can believe in you too. So just focus on believing in yourself and focus on making other people's personalities believe in them too.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. So I took yesterday off just because I was, with family. We had our Thanksgiving on Saturday because my wife was working on actual Thanksgiving Thursday day. So we delayed it till Saturday, and it was great. We had a great time. Everyone was happy and good, and we had a good time. So hopefully you had a great weekend as well. And if you want to check out any of my other videos, you could click up here or down here, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.